Hi guys, it's the Little Baller Brand, and we're back with another video. And sorry that we haven't been posting for like the last 1 month or so, but we'll make it a point to post every week from now. We couldn't post because we were having technical difficulties, but now that's fixed, we can post every week.
Yeah. So let's get on with the video. But before we start, let's just get this clear. The video is going to be about the NBA trade deadline. We're going to talk about the winners and the losers. We'll give them a bronze medal, a silver medal, and a gold medal to see which one was the top in each category. So, yeah, let's get into it.
So now we're going to start at number 3 for the winners of this trade deadline. And the third, from both me and Akil, we thought the Warriors were the third place winner because they were affected indirectly. And let me tell you what I mean. So they didn't make any moves, but at the same time, the contenders versus the Warriors, like the Thunder, even the Nuggets. The Nuggets beat the Warriors twice. The Rockets. All of these are teams that can actually beat the Warriors. They didn't make any moves, which is actually really good for the Warriors. So in that way, the Warriors were benefited. But in other ways, not really.
So for second place in the winners bracket, we have the Detroit Pistons and Blake Griffin. Now this Pistons team was able to acquire Blake Griffin, who could have arguably been an all-star this season, for just a 10-point per game score on Avery Bradley and an 18-point per game score on Tobias Harris. And you also have the fact that the Detroit Pistons have gone 4-1 since Blake came, and that they were on a losing record before he came, and that just makes the trade even better. So, the Detroit Pistons management made a really good trade because now they also have the front court of Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. So overall, I'd say this trade is great, but maybe if we look in hindsight, it won't be as good.
And now we're moving on to the number 1 spot, basically number 1 biggest winner of the trade deadline. And I'm talking about LeBron James. And not the whole Cleveland Cavaliers team, just LeBron James personally. And let me tell you why. Like, they traded Isaiah Thomas, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, who was his old pal, Iman Shumpert, Channing Frye, and Jay Crowder. And one of the biggest things that were actually really good for LeBron is trading Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas actually brought the team's chemistry down, and he was talking behind their back, like saying, our players don't trust each other, we're not working together as a team. And he went out to the media and just said random stuff. And, of course, LeBron did not like that. So he was happy to get rid of Isaiah. And, he wasn't happy to get rid of D. Wade. That was his old pal. Derrick Rose wasn't much of an impact. Same with Iman Shumpert, Channing Frye. And honestly, this is my opinion, I don't know why they traded Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder was actually a good player. And in return, they got George Hill, Rodney Hood, Larry Nance Jr., and Jordan Clarkson, all trying to prove themselves in the NBA and get better. And this will give them a chance in the spotlight on one of the best teams in the NBA to shine. So, it's a win-win situation, but a really big win for LeBron James.
Now let's start with the losers bracket. First off, we have the Boston Celtics taking the bronze medal. Now, this Boston Celtics team didn't exactly do anything, which is exactly why we put them in third place. So basically, Boston was trying to put some firepower into their offense. Try and put like a outstanding second scorer behind Kyrie Irving. Sure, they have Al Horford or Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, but they can't exactly be relied on as the second option on a championship caliber team. So that's why they decided to pursue Tyreke Evans. But Tyreke Evans, there weren't enough good offers for him, so the result is that he stayed. And exactly why did the Celtics want Tyreke Evans, apart from the reason that they needed firepower, is because that they were 0.1% behind Toronto from taking first place in the Eastern Conference. So it was a pretty big deal. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because if they could get Tyreek Evans, we might just see them beat the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. But there is one good thing going for you, Celtics fans. You're 10% ahead of the Cavs in win-loss percentage. So, yeah.
And now we're moving on to the second biggest loser of the NBA trade deadline. And we both said the Chicago Bulls. And let me give you a few reasons why. They sent Mirotic, like a pretty good player, and a second-round pick to New Orleans for Omar Asik, Jameer Nelson, Tony Allen, and a first-round pick. I mean, at the beginning, it might seem like a good trade for you, but let me tell you, in hindsight, Mirotic was averaging 25 minutes per game in Chicago, and he got 17 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Now let's see how many minutes he's getting in New Orleans. 37 minutes, so like almost more than 10 plus more minutes than he got in Chicago, but he's getting 3 less points per game at 14 points per game, 9 rebounds and 2 assists. And he's playing with Anthony Davis, and he was playing with DeMarcus Cousins for a little bit. So when you move a star player who was like a star in Chicago to like a player with at least like 2 good all-stars, 2 starters, it's going to be hard to score and make a big impact. And in Chicago, remember that like 9-game streak that they went on? It was all because of Mirotic. When Mirotic was injured, they went 3-20, and then they went 9-0 for the next 9-game streak, and then they lost the streak to the Cavs. But there was no star player except Mirotic on that team until Zach LaVine recovered from his injury. So I don't get why they wouldn't take Mirotic out when he was doing such a good job and leading the team with, whatever he was doing.
So, the winner of the loser's bracket, that sounds really confusing. Well, the winner of the loser's bracket is the Orlando Magic. This Magic team has a traditional point guard in Elfrid Payton. He can't shoot, which is essential in the modern NBA, but he can run the floor. Before he was traded, he was putting up about 13 points per game, 6 assists, pretty much average for point guard. And then he gets traded for a second-round pick. Teams, I think, might even offer a player like, Tyler Ulis and a first-rounder and some other bench player for this guy. But instead, they trade him for a second-round pick. You can't get anything out of a second-round pick unless you get extremely lucky. So, basically, the Phoenix Suns traded the second-round pick for Elfrid Payton, and the Orlando Magic accepted the deal. And in his first game, in his debut game, Elfrid Payton put up 19 points and 9 assists. 19 points and 9 assists. That's really good for a below-average point guard who can't even shoot. Seriously, he took 0 3-pointers in that game. So, basically, that was a horrible trade, and there's not much more to say about that. Bad job, Orlando. And we just want to give out a couple of shout-outs to the people that allowed us to take the highlights. We have NBA Channel, MLG Highlights, ESPN, GD Factory Clips, Chris Move, the Chicago Bulls YouTube channel, and House of Highlights. So, thanks guys.
And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget.